I am here this morning to take a few moments to talk about the qualification process. Yes, God. If you don't know me, my name is Megan, and I am the founder of Yes God Wellness. And we are a wellness brand dedicated to the mind, body, spirit connection, also dedicated to helping you remember that you have God within you. Yes, God, and to helping you activate that identity within you. Hey everybody, so I want to talk about the qualification process for a moment because I do a lot of content about explaining how it all works, explaining the fact that our ego is simply kind of a filter, and we are expressing God through ourselves, through our human lives. Which means that we are already whole, we are already worthy, we are already perfect, we are already enough. However, this world has taught us that we need to go and seek those things, that we need to seek worthiness, that we need to earn worthiness, that we need to earn enoughness, that we need to earn success, that we need to earn accomplishment. And so my work is about helping people wake up and remember that those things are already inherent within us. We were born perfect, we were born worthy, we were born whole, we were born enough. Okay? That's the only qualification we needed. God saw fit to bring us into existence, and so that was it. That was a done deal. However, our lives are a journey and an experience to getting back to remembering that truth about ourselves. Because the world is teaching us that everything has to be earned. From when you were probably young with your parents, from school, from religion, to all types of institutions that have instilled this kind of hierarchy of competition. Okay, I get an A, you got a B. I'm better than you. I make this much money, you make that much money. I'm better than you. I look like this, you look like that. I'm better than you. So this world has created all of these false qualifications about our worthiness and our enoughness. Good morning. Happy Saturday. So what I want to talk about right now is the qualification process, okay? And because the experiences that we have in our life are a direct reflection of who we are identifying as. Okay, so if we are identifying as someone for whom everything goes wrong, someone who has bad luck, someone who is always being abandoned, someone who is poor, right? Whatever it is that we are identifying as, in our heart, like in our true inner narrative, in our true nervous system, we are going to begin to experience things that match that. So the way that we begin to experience different things is by choosing a new identity. And so I want to talk about that process because it's not just snap your fingers, I choose a new identity, and now I have new experiences. There is a process that needs to unfold for your circumstances to begin to organize in a different way around the new identity that you have not just chosen, but actually embodied. So what happens a lot of times is when people decide that they want something new for themselves, that they want to be a different version of themselves, sometimes it looks like their life catches on fire. Sometimes it looks like things are getting worse. Sometimes it looks like a bomb has dropped. And the reason for that is because we are being qualified. Just like when we go to the gym and we, do strength training or we work out, we are doing that so that we can break down those muscle fibers so that they can be rebuilt into something better and more healthy and larger, right? So the same thing is happening in our lives. We need to have things to break down. We need to be able to, because the thing about identity, right, it's not about what you're doing when everything is going good. It's for what you're doing when everything is going wrong, right? It's for how you're reacting to a trigger. It's not how you're reacting to the good news. It's how you're reacting to the bad news. That is the true measure of a person's identity. That is the truest measure of a person's identity, is how they are reacting when they are being told no. Everyone's happy, everyone's gracious, everyone is kind, everyone is loving when they are getting what they want. But you see the true character of a person, you see the true nature of a person when they are not getting what they want. Am I in agreement with this with everyone? Does everyone agree with this? that you don't tell the character of a person when things are going their way. You tell the character of a person when things are not going their way, right? Yes, God. So what needs to happen, right, when we decide that we want something different for ourselves and we say, okay, you know what, I am no longer this person anymore. I am now this person. I am no longer the person that has bad luck. I am no longer the person that does not believe that I'm enough. I am no longer the person who people take advantage of. I am no longer the person that people overlook or people abandon. When you decide that, okay, you are now sending a new frequency out into circumstances, into the universe, to God, whatever you want to call it, divine intelligence. So divine intelligence is now saying, okay, let's reorganize around this new identity. So it's not that the world is testing you, the world is qualifying you to be able to understand, okay, you know what? I am not going to react to this trigger the way that my old self would have. I see that things appear to be blowing up, but there is a reason for it. There is something bigger than me that exists that is running the show, because that's the other thing. We have to let go of our ego. We have to let go of control. Not my 17-year-old daughter. She is so miserable. She's 17 years old. She's 17. And I would ask you, what messages have you been giving your 17-year-old daughter? I am no longer reacting, I recalibrate. Exactly. So I can give her exactly what she asked for and she will revert back to being angry and mad. Well, you shouldn't be giving her exactly what she asked for. You should be giving her the opportunity to build confidence to earn the things that she desires. Okay, that's a whole different conversation, parenting, but I can definitely do a live about that at some point. Trust the process. God is in charge. Yes, God is in control. Right. So all of these things are compounded. They go hand in hand, right? We have to understand that, we want to switch to this new identity, this new version of ourselves. That requires a level of surrender. That requires saying, you know what, God, I am going to allow you to lead. My ego has been trying to lead. My ego has been trying to be in control. My ego has been trying to dictate the who, what, where, when, and why. I am going to surrender needing to be in control of that, and I am going to allow you to lead. So when you have that as your basis, when things begin to blow up, you do not panic anymore, because you already have the basis of, wow, you know what? I can't see the forest for the trees right now because I have a very limited scope. I am just a human being right now. Yes, I have God living within me, but I also am human, and my human perspective can only process less than 1% of everything that's going on in reality right now. So I am going to surrender my ego. I am going to allow God to take the lead, and I am going to say, thank you, God, for clearing the path of least resistance towards my new identity. So when things look like they're blowing up, when things look like they're going down the drain, when things look like they're going crazy, you lose the job, you have the breakup, you know, whatever the thing is, right? Understand that as your new identity that you've chosen, you may be able to see in retrospect, wow, that actually really needed to happen, because I really needed to see what I was made of. I really needed to see how creative I could get. And when I was comfortable with that job, when I was comfortable with that relationship, I was being distracted away from what my true purpose was, what my true capacity was. Yes, God. Please do a live about that. I would pay for a one-on-one. Well, you can absolutely, if you would like to do a one-on-one, please go ahead and check out the link in my bio. I do offer perspective alchemy sessions. I also have 5 children ranging in ages from 27 to 5 years old. So I have a lot of experience with parenting, and it's actually one of my passions. I would love to help you with that one-on-one. I don't know if you necessarily want to do that in a live, because I don't want everybody in these internet streets knowing your business. So please feel free to check that out, because parenting is multifaceted, and it depends on ages, it depends on stages. And at a certain point, 17 years old is an age where there's a lot going on. She's still developing. She has a lot of hormones. She's dealing with peer things. She's dealing with society. And so she needs, yes, absolutely. So please feel free to check that out. I am going to have to jump in just a moment to get on my Quantum Prayer Circle call, which is at 12 p.m. every single day. We meet in our school community. We would love to have you there. This is where we are conditioning our nervous system, conditioning our identity to remember that we are already whole, perfect, and complete. We don't need to look to external circumstances to tell us that. And the wonderful thing about when you stop looking for external validation, you begin to receive all the external validation. Could you do a live speaking generally on parenting? Absolutely. I absolutely can. Yes. And I can also recommend a book. It's actually right here, that has really changed a lot for me in parenting. I became a parent when I was 17 years old, so I have a lot of experience on how not to parent. And now at 45 years old, I have a lot more experience on what does work parenting. So this book is called Hunt, Gather, Parent, and it is by Michaeline Dougcliffe. And this is an amazing book. She researched some indigenous societies where parenting is very important because it's literally a life or death situation. Like, you tell your child that they need to stay with you because they might fall off the edge of a piece of ice into the water. It's very important. So they have mastered parenting, and it's an amazing book. I highly, highly, highly recommend it for any parent. All right. So just to finish up on my topic, remember that when you are in the midst of transforming yourself and transforming your perspective and transforming your life, things may appear to fall apart. It's not always going to be sunshine and roses. It's not always going to be, oh my God, everything's wonderful now. Sometimes it's going to look, oh my God, what the fuck is going on? This shit is falling apart. Understand that even in the midst of that process, you still have to stay surrendered because your nervous system is being qualified to not be reactive anymore. One of the biggest pieces of changing your identity and becoming more aligned with your divinity and your God self is the power to not allow yourself to react to things. Circumstances should not be able to get reactions from you. Now, responding is one thing, but reacting is another thing. And so the way that we come out of reacting to things is we pause. We recognize and we become aware of when we are triggered, when we have that response, when we have that wanting to, come right back or, go back and forth or whatever it is. We have awareness of when that happens so that we can hold and retrain the nervous system with our breath. Everything's going to be okay. Everything is working out. God has a supernatural solution to this right now. Okay, so we hold back the ego's automatic response to try and jump in and control, and we hold it inside of the nervous system, and we redirect away from those thoughts that are trying to spiral and tell us everything's horrible, this is going to be bad, this is now we really done it, whatever the mind is telling you. We hold back, we witness it in the trigger, and we say, God is working everything out, God is in control. Divine order is now being established in my mind, body, and affairs. So having a key kind of like affirmation or phrase that you go to is very, very important so that you can hold that trigger in your nervous system and begin to retrain your nervous system to manage triggers without becoming reactive. Okay, the goal is moving from reactivity to response ability. Okay, we want to be able to respond versus react. So we are not being reactive, we are being responsive. And the difference is you don't need to respond right away, if at all. So that is a very easy test. If you're feeling like you need to immediately respond to something, that is a big clue that you probably need to calm down and shut the fuck up for right now. Okay? Yes, God. So I hope that this has been helpful. I am getting ready to jump on my Quantum Prayer Circle call. I trust everybody's going to have a beautiful rest of your Saturday and that you are having an amazing, spectacular day. Like I said, if you are interested in one-on-one sessions with me, whether it be parenting or whatever it is, please feel free to check out the link in my bio. We'd love to have you in the Quantum Prayer Circle. And I will talk to y'all later. Yes, God.